Róisín go Bunchúrsa Gaeilge. Welcome to Introductory Irish. Ceacht the Dá, Lesson 2. Jan Curshi Sortham. Describe yourself. Now before we talk about how to describe ourselves in Irish, we need to run through the colours. We're going to be talking about hair colour, eye colour, so it'll do no harm to go through the colours at this stage. So in Irish, colour is da. Da. D-A-T-H. Da. You'll see here na dahana at the top of the slide. That's just the plural. The colours. Na dahana. Na dahana. The colours. So do, it's black. Do. Buan is white. Buan. Jarrig is red. Jarrig. Bui is yellow. Bui. Glass is green. Glass. Garum is blue. Garum. Dun is brown. Dun. Orisha is orange. Orisha. Corcra is purple. Corcra. And Buan Jarrig is pink. Buan Jarrig. Buan Jarrig. That's just Buan, white, and Jarrig, red, put together, which would give you pink. Buan Jarrig. Now, for hair colour, we also need to know fin, which is blonde. Fin. Lia, which is grey. Lia. And Rua, which is red hair. I know earlier we said Jarrig is red, and it is if you're describing something else, a car or a cup or something like that, you'd use Jarrig, cup on Jarrig, although it's white. But when we're talking about hair colour and it's red, we'll say Rua. Rua. So those are our colours. Na dahana. Jan Curshi Sortham. Describe yourself. Jan Curshi Sortham. So the Irish for her is gruig. Gruig. Now before I go through the sentences on the slide here, what I do want to point out, in the last slide I said that brown was dun and black is do, which is correct. This slide you'll see that there's an extra letter put in, a H as the second letter, and that changes the sound a bit. Now the reason for this is because gruig, her, gruig, is a feminine word. So most words in most languages will be broken into feminine and masculine, and gruig is feminine. Now what that means is any adjective that comes after it, colour, the length, anything like that, any word that comes after it describing it, will have this H specialty put in, a H specialty, a special H. And that'll change the sound. So you can listen for the difference. So I have brown hair then, will sound like this. Ta gruig ron autumn. Ta gruig ron autumn. I have brown hair. Ta gruig ron autumn. The other thing I want to say, in Irish, when we're talking about hair, we say that it's on us, because it literally is. So we'll say ta gruig ron autumn. Now we are saying I have brown hair, but for her we'll use autumn. Ta gruig ru autumn. I have black hair. Ta gruig ru autumn. So you can notice the change in the sound from do, black, to ta gruig ru autumn. And that's caused by the H specialty, the chevu. Some words can't take the chevu, they can't take the H as the second letter. Words beginning with R, like in the next example, can't have that H put in. So it stays exactly the same. No change to the spelling or to the pronunciation. So I have red hair will be Tá grúig rua autumn. Tá grúig rua autumn. I have red hair. We met Finn in the last slide, blonde, Finn. And there's a real change in the noise for this one. We lose the F noise completely whenever the H specialty goes in. So Finn is blonde, but when we say I have blonde hair, Tá grúig in autumn. Tá grúig in autumn. I have blonde hair. Grey then, Leah, won't have the H specialty put in there because L can't take the H specialty. So like Rua, Leah will stay exactly the same. There'll be no change to the spelling and no change to the noise. So Tá grúig Leah autumn, I have grey hair. Tá grúig Leah autumn. So one thing to remember is the hair in Irish will always be on you. That's just how we say it. Tá grúig rua autumn. On me, autumn. Now you might want to elaborate and describe your hair more. You might want to say whether it's long or short, curly, straight. That's fine. What we'll do is we'll look at some new adjectives that can describe it. But you have to remember that because they're coming after a feminine word, grúig, there'll be a H specialty inserted and that will change the sound of the word. Okay? On this slide, in the first example, we can see long. Now the word for long in Irish is fada, fada, F-A-D-A, fada. But we're going to have a H specialty put in and that'll change the noise completely. So I have long brown hair, will sound like this. Tá grúig ada long autumn. Tá grúig ada long autumn. I have long brown hair. Short in Irish is girage, girage. But there'll be a change whenever the H goes in, a slight change to the word girage. Tá grúig girage rú autumn. Tá grúig girage rú autumn. I have short black hair. Curly then is catach, catach. But whenever we put the H specialty in, it changes it slightly, it softens it. That's what the H specialty does, it softens it. So tá grúig chata rua autumn. Tá grúig chata rua autumn. I have curly red hair. Tá grúig chata rua autumn. The Irish for straight then is díreach, díreach. But whenever we put that H specialty in, it's going to sound like this. Tá grúig díreach in autumn. Tá grúig díreach in autumn. I have straight blonde hair. Tá grúig díreach in autumn. For your eyes then. Eyes in Irish is súile, súile. That's the Irish for eyes. And as in Ceacht de Hain, we learnt how to say when you have something, tá blank ugam, tá cupán ugam. We're back to that structure for the eyes. So the colour will come after the thing we're describing. The adjective comes after the thing it's describing in Irish. So tá súile glasa ugam. I have green eyes. Tá súile glasa ugam. Now you'll notice from the first slide in this lesson that we had glass for green, glass, and now we've got glasa. The reason is because we're talking about two eyes. Súile, it's plural. And because we're talking about something that's plural, the adjective describing it will also be plural. So we're pluralising green and it becomes glasa. Tá súile glasa ugam. I have green eyes. Tá súile donna ugam. I have brown eyes. Tásúlia donna agam. Tásúlia garama agam. Tásúlia garama agam. I have blue eyes. Agus tásúlia lia agam. I have grey eyes. Tásúlia lia agam. So we've learned how to say we have a certain hair colour, and even to describe the hair further. Tá grúig rua orm, and we know how to say we have a certain colour of eyes. So tá grúig rua orm agus tásúlia glasa agam. I have red hair and green eyes. Tá grúig rua orm agus tásúlia glasa agam. Now before we go any further, we have to look at the verb to be. And I know verbs are difficult to learn, but it's a very important one because it's a very commonly used one. So we have to learn it at this stage before we go any further. Sometimes I think actually the verb to be in Irish is probably easier for us to learn than people learning the verb to be in English who don't speak English. Because with the English verb to be, you have to learn all the pronouns, you, I, you, he, she, but you also then have to learn the changes. I am, you are, he is, she is, so it changes. So if you're Spanish or French and you're trying to learn that in English, I think it's a wee bit more difficult than what we have to learn for our Irish verb. It stays the same, ta, for everybody, it doesn't matter who we're talking about. The pronoun will change, I, you, he, she, we will have to learn that, but it just comes after ta, for everybody. So if we look at the slide, Tame, I am, Tame, Tatu, you are, Tatu, Tashe, he is, Tashe, Tashi, she is, Tashi, Tamwood, we are, Tamwood. Tashiv, you plural, yous are, Tashiv. And Tashid, they are, Tashid. So that's the verb be in Irish. Tame, Tatu, Tashe, Tashi, Tamwood, Tashiv, Tashid. So how do we describe ourselves a wee bit further? We've done the hair, we've done the eyes. So some more things you could say. Tame ard, I am tall. So Tame, we've learnt that in the last slide. Ard, tall. Tame ard, I am tall. Tame bug, if you're short. Tame bug, I am. Tame bug, short. Tame bug. Tame tani, I'm slim, I'm thin. Tame tani. Tame tani. Tame rower, if you're not so slim. Tame rower. Tame bug agus tani, I'm small and thin. So ken sort dinne who? Ken sort dinne who? What type of person are you? So dinne is the Irish for person. Ken sort dinne who? What type of person are you? So if we wanted to describe our character traits, our personality traits, to say something about ourselves, how we are in terms of character, we'll say is dinne cuan me. Cuan is quiet. Is dinne cuan me. I'm a quiet person, I'm quiet. Is dinne cuan me. Is dinne canseach me. Is dinne canseach me. I'm talkative. Is dinne canseach me. Is dinne cordial me. I'm friendly. Is dinne cordial me. Is dinne fhuaiteach me. I'm shy. Is dinne fhuaiteach me. If you're kind, is dinne cinnealta me? Is dinne cinnealta me? I'm kind. Is dinne cantalach me? If you're an old grump. Is dinne cantalach me? Is dinne granor me? If you're funny, is dinne granor me? And if you're a serious person, is dinne dairera me? Is dinne dairera me? So you have lots of things you can say there. You have lots of adjectives for describing yourself to get you started. Now we met in Ceacht a Héan, lesson 1, how we ask if you like something and how we respond with I do like something, I don't like something. An moichliat, do you like? An moichliat cafe, do you like coffee? Is moichlum cafe? Ní moichlum cafe. So we know this already. If we're asking more about a person to try to find out about them a bit more, an moichliat a bheith ag leo, do you like to read? An moichliat a bheith ag leo. Is moichlum a bheith ag leo? Ní moichlum a bheith ag leo. So yes and no, I do like reading, I don't like reading. An moichliat a bheith ag arch or an telefish, do you like to watch the TV? An moichliat a bheith ag arch or an telefish. Is moichlum a bheith ag arch or an telefish? I do like to watch TV. Ní moichlum a bheith ag arch or an telefish. I don't like watching TV. An moichliat a bheith ag siúl. Do you like to go walking? An moichliat a bheith ag siúl. Is moichlum a bheith ag siúl? Yes, I do like to go walking. Yes, moichlum a bheith ag siúl. Or ní moichlum a bheith ag siúl, if you don't. An moichliat a bheith ag sneáil. Do you like swimming? An moichliat a bheith ag sneáil. Is moichlum a bheith ag sneáil? Or ní moichlum a bheith ag sneáil? So we have learned loads on how to describe ourselves. We've got our hair colour, we've got our eye colour. We know how to say we're a quiet person or a friendly person or a grumpy person. And we also know how to say we're tall, short, things like that. And a bit of what we like to do. We like to read, things like that. We've learned loads of new vocabulary in this lesson. The last thing I want to just cover is on. We started this by saying that in Irish your hair be on you, although in English you're saying I have red hair, I have brown hair. In Irish we'll use autumn. You'll hear that because we say the hair is on you. So on is in Irish, A-R. If you're going to join it with different pronouns, then it's going to be combined into one new word. So on me, that'll be autumn. We've met that already. Tag ruig, rua, autumn. On me, autumn. On you then will be art. Art, on you. Tag ruig, gon, art. You have brown hair. Art, on you. On him will be Tá grúig lia he has grey hair. Tá grúig lia on him On her will be irhi. Tá grúig iarij irhi. She has short hair. Tá grúig iarij irhi on her. On us then, áring. On you, plural, oraibh. And on them, orthu. So sin ceacht the dá, that's lesson 2. You've learned how to describe yourself in good detail. Jiffy me shiv, a ceacht a tree. I'll see you in lesson 3. Slán go bhfuil.